Hi everybody, Dr. Patrick Flynn here. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven because, as you guys know, that once again, food is such a big part of our clinical practice this way. But to me, this is just God's food right here. Bees are in the news a lot right now because, once again, they're starting to become an endangered species because bees itself are very chemically, but also EMF very sensitive. That's why it's kind of funny. I know a lot of people love Wi-Fi and love technology. But remember, bees are very sensitive to it. It actually can even disrupt their whole communication system and how they fly, and it makes them very disoriented that way. So they've become, quite an endangered species. But without them, we would lose so much of our population of food. Okay, so that's why I want to thank Gary for letting us come to his bee farm here and just look at the beautifulness. And what he did, he gave them a little puff of cedar smoke, okay? And as he was just explaining, is it actually causes them to go like he said, like, oh my goodness, my house is on fire. They come in and they start engorging that way, and it calms them down a little bit that way. It's just this is such an amazing, I consider an animal of our animal species that way, that what they do, for example, they're not a big part of our food source, but we can learn so much from them. And because they're consistently going around, grabbing the from other plants and bringing back and producing such a wonderful food. It's kind of funny. I had one time, because I was joking around one time on one of my lives, and I'm like, I called honey bee poop. It's not bee poop, okay? So let's be clear that bees actually come in and they produce it in a different part of their digestive system, and then they of course they deposit it, and you can see in our honeycomb. I mean, look at the beauty in there. But honey has a lot of healing properties in what every tissue can use. The one thing about xylitol doesn't cross the GI tract and doesn't get in our bloodstream, but honey actually has some very good effect on our digestive system. A lot of people don't realize, has a very good regenerative aspect for our intestinal tract that way. We've lost it. It's extremely good for the brain. The sugars within honey, for example, are all one of the best sugars to actually help clear up brain fog. So ladies, it's not a joke. I have ladies that come in as patients. They say, Doc, I seem to be suffering from a bit of brain fog. Can we actually, is it my estrogen levels? Yes, it can be your estrogen levels. But I'll say start taking some good raw honey. You understand? And that's one of the best things. Just a blessing to see such a beautiful thing. And wow, people don't realize that bees don't live that very long. People say, oh, Doc, these bees, how old are they? They're not that old. A bee doesn't live that long. It actually basically almost makes one trip, comes back, does its jobs, and then passes away. It's one of the reasons why, for example, if they're disoriented and they leave the hive and they come in contact with chemicals or EMF, they can actually never make it back to their even hive that way. And you'll see some hives dying due to the fact that the bees are not coming back to their normal habitat that way. So once again, beautiful, wonderful. I actually even dressed a little bit like a bee today. I actually have my polo on today, but it's a little chilly here in Green Bay. Gary was explaining, it's kind of true. Bees very similar to the fact that if it's sunny out, they're happier. If it's cloudy out, they're not as happy. So sometimes you give them a little more puff of cedar to keep them from going little nuts and stinging people that way. But once again, here's a beautiful aspect of nature itself. Once again, take care of them. I think more people should have bees. I think more people should eat honey on a regular basis that way. It's also one thing that I love about honey too. We've lost, honey can actually be used topically for actually part of skin creams. That's why you see some of the best organic made things actually have honey within their lotions. It's kind of cool. We're just entering summer. If you do burn, no joke, take some coconut oil, put some honey in there, and actually put that on your skin. Once again, wonderful way to actually heal like crazy. If you really look at something that you could just literally take by a spoonful that would be actually incredible for your health, is this. So once again, thank you guys for always tuning in to our wonderful videos. Obviously, as I'm just giving a nice live video because I want to see and you guys know what I stand for that way and what the Wellness Way stands for. But what also happens is this. We're going to attach an article of the massive, amazing benefits of honey. And here's what I'll tell you is this. This is my personal feeling. As everybody knows, I love grocery stores. Yeah, grocery stores hold some good things. I would actually find a personal beekeeper that makes their own honey, because this is like family to Gary. Gary treats them extremely well, takes care of them, makes sure they're well. You know what I'm saying? So this is one thing that a true beekeeper actually will actually give you a better product because once again, this is part of his whole yard. It's part of his environment. He understands them. He knows them. As we were kind of discussing before, he was talking about their own personalities that way of, you know, the sun, the clouds, everything. It's a part of them as being a beekeeper that way. So find somebody local. Find somebody that won't be processed, and it's absolutely amazing. So, all right, you guys have a beautiful day, and appreciate it, and go find yourself a local honey beekeeper.